Last 30 games for the Elks, only one quarterback has registered a win. That guy's name, University of Waterloo, Trey Ford. He led the Elks to their first win of the season last week in Saskatchewan. He gets start number 2.
Get a look at Trey Ford.
Well, overall, Trey Ford is 6-8 as a starter, but you know the story by now. Both last year and this year, the 4 wins registered by the Elks last year. Trey Ford was the starter for all 4, and their only win this year, he was the starter last week. But again, as you mentioned, coming on the field for his first series, down 7-0, because Mario Alford last week in Saskatchewan started that game off with a kick return TD.
Big round of applause from the crowd here when he was introduced with the offense. It only went for a yard, so 2nd and 9 for Ford. 3-man rush from BC. Ford escapes down the field, first down, as he goes to Gittins. And they'll move the chains.
You got to stay active and alive if you're a receiving core with Trey Ford, your quarterback, because he'll get on the move, but he'll keep his eyes downfield now. He's not going to just tuck it when he sees an opening and take off and run. He gets down there, steps up in the pocket, climbs in there, gets away from that outside pressure from Tehema, and there's his target.
Top of your screen, far side. Ford looks in that direction. Now on the run to his right. Second time on this drive, they'll clear things out. Ford, pressure coming, gets around it, takes a look down the field, has a man wide open. Jones has it just outside the 30. Had a huge game last week, over 100 yards, and Ford finds him again.
I tell you what, the Lions defensively load up this side. Here comes TJ Lee. They've also got the combo on that side too, and that's the move. That's what Trey Ford can do. You've got him in space. You're a defensive back with great feet. That's TJ Lee. That's not a D lineman. He gets outside of him, and now you're in trouble.
Now they're also in field. Edmonton starts here after the field goal on their own 40. Ford down the field, and he's got a completion. That's back to Gittins Jr., his 2nd catch of the ball game, and a big chunk to start this drive for Edmonton.
Nice timing. Gittins the closest receiver to Trey Ford, and that 3-receiver package into the boundary, and he's just going to run a bender over the middle, and Trey Ford from the pocket bang on the time before he can run across and through there to the safety. They've had to make that change. Bill Yu is defensive lineman dressed, so they can play the big group with those guys.
Ford far side. Jones has it. Backed up 5, 1st and 15. 3 options to the right, 2 to the left. Goes right over the middle to Jones. Jones protects the ball, and he's got a first down and more. Breaks a couple of tackles and takes it down inside the 15. Tevin Jones is fitting in very nicely here in Edmonton.
How about the big play last week against the Riders? The 93-yarder from Trey Ford to Tevin Jones. The big body here on the crossing route takes on the tackle. That was Adrian Green trying to bring him down. Gets that pad level down and takes on this contact, protecting the football. Switch it to the outside arm. Macombo tried to play for the strip rather than make the tackle, an extra 7 or 8 yards.
Jackson said after the game that he wasn't mad about the Gatorade shower. What he was upset was the fact that Boris Beatty tricked him. He said the kicker came up to him and said, hey.
Down on the ground with Ford. Now Ford in the pocket, far side, drops one out there. That's to his running back, League, who initially broke a tackle and like he slipped again.
You know, and that win, by the way, and here's the trivia question. Who was the starting quarterback when an Edmonton football team won its 700th win?
That is win number 700.
And it was tough to get. It was really tough to get. It was a lot of work for this staff. It cost one coach his job to try to get to that 700th win. And the answer to the trivia question is number 2.
2nd franchise to get there. Calgary the first, tight race. 2nd and 3 here. Ford, pressure in his face. It's Halatic. Ford's on the run, looking for the first down. Might have it. There's a flag in the secondary. And we'll see how that changes things.
Well, you really have to adjust your angles trying to tackle.
Illegal contact. BC number 23. 10-yard penalty. The result will be a first down.
Disappointed, but you can see right off the top, we talked about the only quarterback to register a win as a starter in the last 30 games for Edmonton is Trey Ford. To me, that earns you QB1 status.